Hello, everyone, our visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Woo! Yay! Super happy that we are meeting here again, right? I took almost like 3 weeks vacation, summer vacation, and now we are back fully on our momentum again. How are you? Are you also on your momentum? And earlier today, I asked all our entrepreneurs friends, asked them a question. How are you starting your Monday? And quite some friends replied, and some of them started to, they said they're on the green. Some of them are still like in the process and busy and put a smile on your face. Some of them like drop off the kids and send the kids to their summer schools and then start to like work out. Quite some of people started to work out. I think that's a great start. Me, every morning, I've been doing my abundance meditation even before I jump off my bed. Okay, that's my time for my self-care and also for my wonderful meditation time, and also have the visualization, have my gratitude time, have my like connection with God, and also connect with my purpose and my vision. So, and then my Monday is really on this like almost like on the fire, on the momentum, and especially now my favorite subject. It's like for Monday, we have a Momentum Monday. We've been doing this. Today is our 83rd. Can you imagine that? 83rd episode weekly. We've been continuously only like through the vacation, like 2 weeks break. And even during when I had my COVID, when I was in a hotel, I even did like a Momentum Monday, right? So super happy. This is this is a almost like a structure holding us accountable, hold me accountable. I also hope that this is bring you inspiration every week, right? Help you to get on your momentum. All right, today our message, super important message, and I hope you get already from the, even from the title get inspired as well. And I hope you have some curiosity, wondering, because this today's topic is about your mess, your message, and your masterpiece. Okay, let's start with the mess part, right? Sounds like a little bit challenging and a work word for most people if we talk about mess. But if we are true and honest to ourselves, we would admit that every one of us have our own mess, right? And last week, I've been taking the challenge, Time to Thrive challenge with Tony Robbins and Dean Grossassi, two of my favorite role models and also mentors. I got their programs already quite some live events already. And last week, the challenge, I especially inspired when they were interviewing the celebrity, the movie star celebrity. I think his name is Matthew McConaughey. I hope my pronunciation is good. It's a little bit difficult to pronounce the last name. McConaughey, I think. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. They were interviewing him, and because he just published his new book, The Green Knights. So I have not gotten my book yet, but I'm looking forward to getting it and also read it. It's just like I'm really inspired by that interview. Is like those wisdoms they were talking about the story, and Tony called Matthew about. He said, "You are a reporter. You're a great storyteller. He's a movie star, right? He's quite good at all these kind of stories, and especially when he's sharing his life stories about his journey. Even though I have not read the book, but I learned that how he saw the from all these red knights and say that the green knights from life, right? And how his mindset, his life transformed to be this new person, to be this inspiring from movie star to almost like educational knowledge, self development and self growth, like a personal growth mentor. He published this book, and now Tony suggested him to develop some course to teach other people as well, right? So now he's really like transforming himself from his previous career. Like initially he started as almost like wanted to be a lawyer, but then he got into the filming industry, and now he's getting into the self-education industry. So it's very inspiring. And we were talking about through the challenge, Time to Strive challenge, Tony and Dean challenged us one day. I remember it's day 4. Let me get to the challenge notes. They asked us, like every day we answer the challenge, right? I always answer those challenges. If I'm committed to it, I answer all of them. So they asked like a share, like they said, what is the saying of your life that could set up your teaching? They called saying, and some of you maybe heard other describing. They said, oh, what's your story? What's your life story, right? And what is your teaching point? Like, what is your transformational life or aha moment or epiphany? There are different words to describe that special experience of your life, that from like a pains to a new, almost like a new person, from your pains, from your struggles, right? And that's your life story. And here, what I would call it, I would call that's like from almost like from your mess. That's really like a mess. And today I shared that picture, right? It's like a painting pictures and look like a mess. But how eventually this mess, you can learn from it and become your message, and eventually even from become your masterpiece, right? So here I want to share a little bit about me. And when I was answering that challenge, I was opening that wound again, and to be totally vulnerable, to be true, be really honest to myself and to others, to my mentor and to other people, because we shared and other people can look at it as well. So I was answering that. I was saying that I went through my marriage crisis because I found the betrayal, the partner's betrayal. That's a my life, even though before that I had many kind of ups and downs already, but that was the truly most painful time. Because even think about if a friend, a regular friend, betrayed you. But can you imagine like a marriage, the partner, lifelong partner? You saw this like your soulmate, it's your children's dad, it's your only love, it's like your marriage life partner. You think who you will spend the rest of your life together, and who you almost like waited through all your your youth time, your 20s, that decades, right? It's almost like a whole decade I waited for him, and eventually we gathered together. I saw that's a blessing from God, right? I saw we will have really like a happy life forever, for the rest of our life, almost like that kind of a feeling. And then suddenly one day you found that he cheated on you, and he betrayed you, and he's even treated you with some very cruel way, okay, mentally, emotionally, very cruel. So how would you feel about that? I guess some of you maybe experience some marriage misfortune. And my parents actually also, when I was just at the end of my high school, before I go into the college, my parents get divorced, and they had a big arguing and fighting, and then divorced. That's a big trauma, in my life, in my early childhood, in my early youthhood trauma. And then myself, because of that, my parents' trauma, I had been so cherishing the love I could have, and the marriage and the family, right? You can imagine that. I want to keep it. But the more tightly I want to hold it, the more I just found that my deep inside, I had all this kind of almost like a happy life. I found what I love to do. I, translated from Fortune 100 company, corporate world, to coaching. So life is, I had my kids. So life is really, and I married the one I love the most, right? So life is just like a magical. And I even created my business and called my company called the Spring Magical Life Society. I still keep that name. And before my marriage crisis, I had thought, all my life had been like this. That moment is like a magical. It's so beautiful and it's so like blessed. But then suddenly, from the heaven to the hell, right? Then I struggled so much. I was totally broken down. It's just like, not just by pieces. During that time, I just feel like little by little, I was just like disappearing. My whole, from physically, even physically, I feel like I'm disappearing. I was like, from mentally, emotionally, even spiritually, I feel like I was disappearing. Like it's become all like sands on the ground, and it flew away. It's just I could not find myself anymore. I just found I just like vapored in this world. I could not find the meaning anymore during that time. I said, why I'm still here? So deep pains and suffering. Every day I was just like a walking dead, only just like mechanically taking care of my kids. They may be the only ones during that time. I thought I could realize a little bit I'm still here. I need to take care of them. That's the only feeling I could have. But the majority other part is just like so much pains. I just want to get rid of myself from this world and to get rid of that pain. So what? I was so depressed. And eventually one day I could not take it anymore. I tried to suicide. And actually I had that kind of suiciding kind of a thinking for quite a while. For months. It's just like for months or even over a year. I want to just get rid of myself and try to find the easiest way to disappear from this world, to disappear from the pains and just escape all these kind of things. I feel like this is nightmare. I could not accept it at all. I just feel like, God, how could this happen? Are you blind? I was like every day I was trying to, one way is trying to pray, trying to ask God to change the situation. Another way is trying to blame God. All this, how could you be so cruel to me? I did all I have. I poured my heart, take care of my family and love my husband and give all I have. And also at the same time, I'm giving all I have to help other people. How could you treat this way to me, right? I could totally not get it. Totally could not understand. So I think either God is not existing or he's blind. He just too busy. He ignored me. He just right? It's just like feel like another betrayal. I found like my life was betrayed by my dad when I was young, right? And then I was betrayed by my husband, and then I was betrayed by God. I just feel that feeling. It's like all the people around this world abandoned me, even though I know my parents did not abandon me, but they just feeling like, especially my mom. My mom loved me so much and I give so much. But at that time I was in so much pain, I could not feel anything else. I could not find anything good in my life. Okay, so have you ever been in that kind of a situation? You feel like all darkness. You are in that deepest darkness. It's like a tunnel. You could not see any light at the another end. There's no way to escape. So the only way I could think is to suicide. So I went on the railway, in Long Island railroad station, and get off during the midnight. It's dark and there's nobody waiting on the platform. There's almost like only a few nights, right, on this station. And it's cold in winter, December. I remember it's December, around December and early January. It's very cold in New York. And that station is outdoor station, and only by myself. I walked down from the platform onto the tracks and stand in the middle of the tracks to wait for the train. I don't know when the train will come, but I was standing there. I did not lie down. Okay, I was standing there, facing the way the train will come. During that time, I was so brave. I just even feel like I would so welcome death, because that would be the best choice. That would be so relief to me, and I could forget whatever. I do not believe in, by the way, even though I believe in God, I do not believe in next life, okay? I don't believe that. So I just feel like the death will end everything, every pain, all this nightmare, memory and reality of this world. But guess what? Minutes later, a train lights showed up and came closer and closer, and was standing there. I did not move. I do not want to move, even though I was scared. I was a little scared during that time. I was still asking God, almost at the last moment. I said, God, in just minutes or seconds, all this will be finished. All this will be gone. Is this really what you want for me? I was still asking God at the last moment. And then I said, I give all this to you. You decide. I surrender. You decide. And within very short seconds, the train just honked, right? Because I believe the driver found somebody standing on the train, the tracks. They honked from far away, and I could not remember anything. I just feel like so cold, so chilly. All my body is just like in that kind of fear, but at the same time, it's also in that courage to welcome death and just think that in seconds all will be finished. But then it's so quiet, so silent. Then I have to open my eyes. The train stopped in front of me. The train stopped. The lights is still on, right? And nothing is happening. I said, gosh, it stopped in front of me. What should I do? What should I do at that time? But at that moment, I also remember. And later, it's all the other story. The police came, they sent me to hospital, even though I was not hurt, right? But they think, here, I need help. But I stayed in that, I guess it's a mental health hospital, just for one night. And I gained all my calmness back. It's just like I went through that death. The old person is gone. The new person, even though I still have the fears and all the pains, but I just felt that God is not taking my life. Maybe this is His answer to me. My life is not meant to end at that moment. My life is meant for something more. During that time, I've already found my coaching. It's my purpose, it's my passion. It's just like the pains covered all these meaningful things. But after that event, after that suicide event, all these things, meaningful things came back to me. And I remembered, I said, God, I think my life is meant for more, not just for this thing. My life is meant not just for this one love. It's not meant for this one family. My life is here meant for many, many more lives. I'm here to help more lives to live well. And through that, day by day, I started to do my abundance meditation, especially during the morning. Initially, I did not call it abundance meditation because I was not really want to move. When I was lying on the bed, and even though I woke up, I do not want to move. But then I started to do the meditation to remember all these meaningful things, all the cause of the vision I want to fulfill, and even expand it to be a bigger vision possibly. And that gradually I get into abundance meditation and created my abundance meditation. Since then, I've been practicing it every day, every morning, every night, and I give all my gratitude to God and bring myself into that connection with Him, into that kind of talk with Him, that friendship, and the fellowship with Him. And day by day, the strength, I am getting the strength a little bit by little bit come back to me. And that pieces that stand a little bit by little come back to me and reformed. I feel like eventually that's through a few years actually. That journey is totally a few years. If I could count, it's almost over 5 years. Can you imagine that? 5 years. I was in pain over 4 years, and the last over 5 and 6 years, I was reformed, resurrected, and stand up again and fly again like a phoenix. And in 2019, you know what I did? The most important thing I did to me is after that event, I started to invest in myself more. That's the best thing I did to myself and to the world as well. I started to invest myself and more. And like from 2005, like 2015 to 2018, those a few 4 years, every year I've been investing some programs and masterminding every year. And then especially when after I stand up again, 2019, I invest in my personal high-end speaking mentor. And 2020, the pandemic started. I spent like online, attended all Tony Robbins live events. Every year I spend, I invest in 5 figures in myself to grow, to keep growing. So my energy come back little by little. And I feel like, if you can imagine that, it's just like the sand pieces together, and it become that almost like a phoenix again, and I could fly. I feel like I could fly. And that's a resurrection journey. I could really feel through all those years. And then 2019, during the summertime, I published my book. The book I planned for long term, almost like for 4 or 5 years, I did not finish. But then within one summer, I published 2 books on Amazon. And one day before I came back, bring my kids back to China to visit their grandparents, within one day, I did the campaign and made my book, The Abundance Train, on Amazon to become the bestseller as the new release. And then I went to, during that year, 2019, also, because I invest myself, and also get an invitation to present and to do the speaking on the expert summit at both the NASDAQ and also Harvard Club of Boston. On NASDAQ, we even showed up on the jumbotron of NASDAQ's big screen jumbotron on Times Squares of New York or in Manhattan. So that's a big transformation for me to stand up again, to challenge myself, to take the challenges, and transform myself into abundance coach, into abundant entrepreneurship and thought leadership coach. And that's where I further clarified my niche. I was there, I was called, and I am still called to empower visionary entrepreneurs and life changers. I hope when you are still here, I hope you are one of them. Visionary entrepreneurs and life changers who are called to step up for your call and stand out as a confident expert and thought leader in your ideal niche to transform many more lives. So since then, my niche become, my call, my vision become more and more clear, and I'm more and more aligned that and believe that I'm on the right track. Now I'm on the right track. Instead of a railroad tracks, I'm on the right track of God want me to be on. And I now fully understand His meaning, His blessing. My mess, struggled for over 5 years. My kids sometimes, and I shared my story honestly with my kids. They said, "Oh, Mom, how could you do that? How could you give up on us?" I apologized to them. I said, "Sorry, kids. I did not want to, but I was not strong enough to give up." Okay, so forgive me. And now God bless me, and I share with them my mess, my stories, right? I want to be honest with them. And I'm now, I've since then, 2019, I've been, because I took that challenge to share the most, I feel like, shameful story, right? You try to suicide in Chinese background, that's a shame, and especially you are like an excellent student, you're excellent in whatever, like people think you are successful, and now you are sharing this kind of story like a failure, like a shame. But I took that challenge, the challenge from my mentor and from my God, to share my most painful and struggling story. And it's not just a story, okay? Since that time, I thought it's just a story to inspire people. So I should not be selfish. I should be honest to share my story, so people can see the true me and also inspire them and resonate with them. And since then, I've been sharing this, and I put that on my YouTube channel as well, my speaking and my stories. And initially, I still took that as my life stories. I think the life story is here to share with others, to inspire them. And like Tony and the Dean said, it's like your saying. The saying you set up to deliver a message to share. But more and more, especially after yesterday, I listened to their interview. I was thinking that your story is your message. And yesterday, I'm getting this to a new level after an interview. Your story and your message is not just a message. It's not just a saying, actually. Even though I love Tony and the Dean, right? They are masters. But here, from my personal experience and my inspiration, and also I think this is an inspiration from God, I want to bring this to a next level. This is not just a saying to set up to share what you want to teach. And normally we think, what do we want to teach? For example, I teach people on their purposeful and profitable niche. I help people to develop their brand. I help people to create their content and inspire them to create a better content. I also help people to develop their irresistible offer. And then I help people to teach them how to build up their own niche community, right? I teach all those like 5 areas. Initially, I thought, that's the most important. The offers are the most important. Do you think so? Like normally, if you have a product, so if you have some service, you think that's the most important thing to deliver, right? But yesterday, I got this new aha moment. Our life story is not just here. It's just like Matthew McConaughey. He wrote that book. He was a movie star, and now he wrote this book, and now this book become his what? This book is about his life story, but it's become his what? Masterpiece. This book has become his masterpiece. Even though people maybe like watched his movies, or maybe some people did not watch his movie, or some years later, there are more movie stars, people all forget about his movies. But just from that book, from that life story, people will remember Matthew, this life, even though after he maybe passed in the future, right? the people from next generation, from the future, if you read this book, they will see, oh, this person existed, this person had a meaningful life, this person impacted, this person still have this inspiration to inspire us. And like Matthew himself said, it's like art. This is like art. We are all, every one of us have these pieces of art to contribute to the overall art. This like almost like oneness, right? This overall art of our humanity, of our human. And each one of us, not cause me to think about each one of us, we ourselves are their masterpiece, is the masterpiece, you know, each one of you are the masterpiece of created by God. Okay, in this Bible, some of you, I know, you believe in God, it doesn't matter. But Bible is, if you admit that Bible at least is a book of wisdom, right? From people from our ancient, the book of wisdom, a book inspired by God. And in this chapter, in these verses, I want to share with you. It's Ephesians 2:10, chapter Ephesians. It's like a chapter 2, a book 2, 10, verse 10. It's in different version. I want to read to you actually here. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. That's New International Version. In the New Living Translation, it said, for we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus, so we can do the good things He planned for us long ago. And in English Standard Version, it said, for we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Here you can see that, and normally people call this verse is our purpose verse. This is a wisdom for God to show us what's our purpose, because He created every one of us to be a masterpiece. Every one of you, a masterpiece, a unique one. There's no duplication. What it means masterpiece, right? If you are an artist, you create something, this is my masterpiece, and nothing else can compare with it. And He created every one of us to be such one, because every one of us have this uniqueness inside of it. And every one of us has a unique story and life experience of it. And now I understand those kind of a mess and experience. It's like a purposeful. None of them is wasted. And recently I almost cried when my daughter was talking with me. She had since the pandemic, 2020, she had her skin got like a eczema, flare up, like the red itchy eczema, flared up, and since till today, still has like flare up condition. And even though she's using like a very natural called Cereva cream, and also also paid much attention to other aspects of her life, has resumed more exercise, and we introduced the badminton to her. She loved it now, and all this kind of thing. And she now loved badminton so much, and she told me, Mom, I just realized that initially she hated her eczema condition, because she had to cover her face, cover her legs and arms even during the hot summer, and she's like a whole body covered. She did not want to show it, and when she was wearing a mask right in the school, she liked that, because she did not want to show her face to her classmates or teachers. And now another day when we were driving back from badminton, she was telling me, Mom, I now think that I'm grateful for my eczema experience, because this needed me to find, because she could not swim anymore, she could not do some other sports anymore, right? And other things stopped. But now we introduced the badminton. She loved it so much. She said, oh, now I found badminton. I feel like I really love it. And she said, maybe this is the reason I got eczema. I'm happy for that. And now I feel grateful for this journey. I was driving. She could not see me. I almost cried. I was saying that, thank God. I was driving. I said, thank God. You gave this message. You helped me understand my mess is my message, and my mess is my blessing. And now you helped my daughter to understand her challenge, her biggest trauma, her biggest challenge, right? Struggling, now became her blessing. What I could say, I said, thank God saying that. even though it's very hard, her eczema. We visited so many doctors. We had so many, we learned so much, We even she created a group, Facebook group called Goodbye Eczema. And hundreds of people worldwide, some of them from, I think majority of them from like developing countries, like almost like called third party, right? Like those countries, not very developed, and they did not have that knowledge, have that resources. My daughter and me, we've been doing this kind of research, learning, and sharing all the great resources in that group to support other people who are suffering from eczema as well. And she was even thinking about in the future she want to learn either psychology or like some holistic ways to help other people, and that could decide her future development direction as well, right? Even though it's still not very clear, she's only 14 years old, but that's a blessing, you get that? Your mess is purposeful, is your blessing. And your mess, once you figure it out, understand this, you transform. Even though some of you, I know you may be still in this journey. Some of you said, oh, maybe suffering or still suffering. Even though like my marriage crisis, we separated. We had like I built my boundary and separated. We have not fully like settled yet, right? We did not fully go to like legally, publicly like a divorce yet, because I still love him. I still like want to have this, maintain a kind of like a family relationship, to take good care of our kids, to have the best environment, not the best, but it's like what we can do now the best way, like very respecting to each other and friendly environment, and loving our kids kind of an environment to support our kids to grow. They are still teenagers. So even though I'm not fully settled yet, I'm still like in the later part of this process, this journey. The mess still not fully cleared yet. Some of you, maybe you're still in that journey, in that process. It's still part of that mess. Don't get disappointed or give up. Understand that. I hope you will get this little by little. Some of you maybe already get some of this understanding and transformation. And today I want to get you to a next level. It's like, this is not just your blessing. This is your message, and this is your masterpiece. Not just any of those like great products or great services, great programs, great whatever you provided. Those ones are great. You're using those like medias or like tools to teach other people. That's your specific delivery, right? But believe that your mess is your message and also your masterpiece. The most important thing you should teach other people. This should be your main piece before you teach other things. Okay, this is not just your saying. This is not just your like only for your hook. Some people call a hook, right? You use this kind of story to hook other people and to share and to resonate with them, and to then you can whatever, like you can attract your ideal clients. No, this is your masterpiece, that you are here to share this message, and that should be your number one content, whatever you create, right? Your content, number one content. Then you should keep sharing this, because this is you, and your story is the masterpiece. And you are here to uniquely deliver this message. This is an honor and a blessing for us, every one of us, to deliver this message. All your services, your products, maybe there's some like some people develop some similar products or whatever, but your masterpiece, your mess, when you share this is so powerful. This is the best teaching you can inspire other people. This is the best tool you can use to help other people, to inspire them, to transform them. Okay? So cherish this. This is your masterpiece. I know you will spend your time and energy and also like whatever your best gifts, right, to develop your program, your products. All those are important as well. But I want you first to focus on what is your mess? What is your message? What's your masterpiece? To really hone, like really enhance, like polish your masterpiece. He has already, my God, your creator he has already created this in advance, beforehand for you. And now your job is really as the artist, as the creator as well, because we create in his image. We are the creator. We need to polish this masterpiece. First, you need to get it. and you are like a heritage from your parents, this masterpiece, and you want to make it even more magnificent, more wonderful, and more inspiring. Maybe it's even raw, right? It's a raw artistic piece. You want to share this mess with people, and this message with people, and also this masterpiece with you. And someday when your life, when your physical life is gone, this masterpiece will still stay and prove that your life existed and your life is meaningful, is a masterpiece. Your life is not just like existence. It's not just like walking in this world for dozens of years or even over 100 years and then disappeared, did not leave any mark, did not leave any art pieces. You want your life someday, when your physical life is gone, your masterpiece is still here. Your story is still here. Prove that you existed. You made that mark. You made that impact. And it's still meaningful. Your life is always meaningful. That's an eternal thing. Okay, our physical body only hundreds of years around that kind of an ends, right? But the masterpiece, God blessed you. The purpose He blessed you. He really empowered into this life, your physical life, with that purpose. Because of your masterpiece, you as a responsible creator, you write it, you speak about it, you share in all these kind of messages you can share through your products, through whatever, programs, through your service, to share with other people. It will stay. And that eventually is your life will stay, that your masterpiece will stay, that spirit will stay, that value and meaning and impact will stay. And then you will have no regret, even though your life disappeared in one day, someday. You have no regret. At the end of your life, you will feel, thank you, God. I fulfilled my life. I fulfilled the meaning and the blessing and the masterpiece you blessed me. Thank you, God. You will have that kind of satisfaction and content to see it. All right. So that's how. Now, finally, how you could deliver your message and a masterpiece to other people, right? And now, for example, I'm sharing this with you with my weekly Momentum Monday. I wrote this in my book, Abundance Train, and I share this message on NASDAQ and also Harvard Club of Boston. And I believe that now, because I now get to this understanding that this is my masterpiece. I have no shame anymore. Even though it's still my vulnerability, I have no shame. I understand now this is my blessing. And my mess is my blessed message and my masterpiece. It's my duty. It's my responsibility and also honor and blessing to convey this, to deliver this, to inspire more people. So how could you do that? Here is the call to action time, right? It's really action time. If you leave the same without any further action, it's really a waste. It's really like a waste of your inspiration aha moment, right? And it's also a potential waste of your masterpiece. So how could you get your masterpiece to inspire more people to really make that impact you're meant to make? So I would humbly invite you. We have this Make More Content Challenge. Even the name is very humble, right? Make more content. It's not a very fancy name, I know. But from there, we teach you from your content purpose, from the art, the science, the strategies, and the movement. We teach you the whole thing from the concept to the strategies to the practice, the best practice. I learned from all these masters and myself and my 13 years of practice, okay, daily practice, all this combination to teach you within 5 days challenge. If you take this 5 days challenge, either as a general member or as a VIP member, we now put that very affordable to everybody. It's just like it's almost like a no-brainer for anyone to take that action. We teach you through the 5 days and to empower you to own your message and a masterpiece, from your mess to your message and also your masterpiece, so that you have owned this art, the purpose and art, the science, the strategies and the movement to create your content every day, to make a content in shorter time, quicker, I call that a quicker and also greater content, so that you could really stand out in the market to show off your masterpiece to impact more people you are called to make. All right, so I will share that link under my video, and please make sure that you check it and join us. Our next one is in September. I could not wait to see you. Okay, so feel free to comment your inspirations. What's your mess? Feel free to have the courage to start to share your mess, even though it's still like a mess, right? It's like even your message could be like a mess, but start from there. Start from there, and I guarantee you that piece by piece, like me, and piece by piece, like just sand, almost like it's gone, vapor, those like a water vapor. I could not find it anymore. But piece by piece, when you can really align with that, your message and your purpose, your masterpiece will be reformed. You will become that true masterpiece God wanted to create you to be. All right, so keep us updated. We'll look forward to seeing you in our Make More Content Challenge. Everyone, have a wonderful Monday and the rest of the week. See you next time. Bye.